Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the live call-in show, guys. Big up to everyone that's locked in already. Make sure you smash the likes on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you are, of course, new round here. And obviously, we've got the big one on the weekend, Chelsea Man City on Sunday. Going to start building up to that tomorrow and on Saturday, guys. But there's a few bits of news to go for. Obviously, the Fluminese president's been speaking yesterday, reiterating again his desire to get Thiago Silva to play for the club again. We've got the latest on what Chelsea's recruitment is going to look like. Is Mauricio Pochettino going to have more of an input or not on that front? Raheem Sterling facing a potential ban and also being left out of the England squad again. Plus, both Enzo and Moises Caicedo have been speaking about Mauricio Pochettino, amongst other things, in a wide-ranging interview. So we're going to get into all those things, guys. As always, plenty to get stuck into. But yeah, big up yourselves, guys. Let's see how many of you are locked in. People, we are on 8 likes at the moment. We need to hit 40 likes, guys, and then the lines will open. So keep smashing the likes. As soon as we hit 40 likes, the lines will open and you'll be able to call in. So make sure you are liking the video, people. 40 likes and we crack on with the call in show. So make sure you smash those likes. Yes, Michael, big up. Hope you're good. Oh, yeah, of course, forgot about that. Reece James was going to be called up, but said that he wasn't ready. So good choice from him. A good choice from him. Pleased to see that he's made that decision. What do I think of the Nkunku recovery going? Well, I hope we see him back on the grass. Yeah. There's still a reasonable amount of time to go. He's not even back out on the training pitch yet. Yes, it's great that he's back on the bike and all that sort of thing, but yeah, he's not even back out on the training pitch yet. So hopefully that comes over the international break, and maybe there's a space for him on the bench at Newcastle after the break. Where I am, big up. Hope you're good. Yeah, we've got the international break coming up again. Not looking forward to it. Boring for sure. Palm penalty against Burnley and Arsenal came from Sterling. I don't hate Sterling. I just think there needs to be more consistency in his game, and to have more of an impact on bigger games. And thankfully, against Tottenham on Monday, he was decent. And hopefully that continues on Sunday against Man City. We're going to dive into the Sterling ban stuff. I wouldn't even say Grealish. I would more go with Rashford. Why is Rashford in there? Rashford has been absolutely shocking this season. I mean, look, from a Chelsea perspective, it's good because it means he's not going away, he's not playing matches, he's not travelling and all that sort of stuff. He can just do work at Cobham. It minimises, obviously, the potential amount of injuries. So yeah, look, it can only be a good thing from a Chelsea perspective, but from his perspective, yeah, I think he's got to feel pretty hard done by now. That's now what, four consecutive squads, 5 consecutive England squads that he's been left out of. Southgate, reason why England, yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, anyway, let's dive into the news. And let's get on to this Thiago Silva stuff, people. Fluminese president has been speaking yesterday. He said, obviously, he'd love Thiago Silva to play for the club again. This is something that's not gone away. It's been there before. Fluminese president Mario Bittencourt on Thiago Silva. I continue with this desire to bring him in for the brilliant player he is, for his high performance at his age, that he's a great tricolor. I'm sure that one day he could play for Fluminese again. There's always been this idea about Thiago Silva finishing his career in Brazil at Fluminese, the club that he started his career at. Obviously, he left there at 24 to go to AC Milan, and then he's gone on to do what he's done. It doesn't need explaining. Obviously, I think I've seen something about him saying that he kind of looks up to Maldini, the way that he's looked after himself. He's got a massive group of people around him. He looks at that as an investment, and he feels that he can play to that sort of age, 40, 41. In terms of what Chelsea should do with him, I honestly feel that he will finish his career in Brazil and he will go and do a season there, and then he will obviously call it a day once he's maybe gone back to Brazil and done a season. In terms of what Chelsea should do with him, obviously he's very happy at the club. His kids play for Chelsea. His wife's happy here. Everyone loves him at the club. The fans adore him. But we've got to be honest with ourselves. Yes, he's still performing to a very, very high level and starts most weeks for us. But in the long term, does it make sense for Chelsea to keep him at the club next season? Now, certainly, if he's happy to not play every week, take a bit more of a dressing room role, a bit more of a mentor to the younger players, maybe move into, maybe like Aspilicueta was towards in his last season, where you're not going to play that much, but your presence around the dressing room, in the the training ground, all the young players, if you can sort of implant wisdom onto them and all that sort of thing, then yeah, there's a potential for that to be an option. But I think he backs himself, he backs his ability. He's still going to want to play, even at 40 years of age, which he will be next season. I mean, it's remarkable when you're talking about the levels he's hitting at the age he's at. It's a credit to himself and the way that he's looked after himself over the years. But I would have to say that I do believe that it probably is best that this is Chelsea's. This is his last season at Chelsea. Sorry, because yeah, it's just not. I don't know. It's just not quite. I'm not sure if it's quite right to continue in terms of we've got Benoit Badiashile, we've got Levi Cole, we've got Wesley Fofana hopefully coming back into the mix. We've got Axel Disasi there as well. We've got Colwell, Badiashile, Disasi, Wesley Fofana, and we are probably going to go and sign another centre back if reports are to be believed. So yeah, it's an interesting one. We need to see these guys play more minutes. We need to develop these guys more, give them more minutes to develop their game. And yes, Thiago Silva is the present of Chelsea, absolutely, but he's not the future. And we've got to give these younger guys more minutes, form a new partnership, allow these guys to develop, get used to the league, get used to Premier League football, get used to playing alongside one another. Yes, I know that Badiashile and Disasi have got experience playing alongside one another at Monaco, so that's not necessarily much of a partnership that needs reforming, or maybe just needs a bit refreshing a little bit. Obviously, we saw them against Blackburn, and that's been the only time. And it is going to be interesting. Obviously, Wesley Fofana, a bit of the forgotten guy when he comes back. Colwell spent the majority of his time playing left back. It'd be good to get him a consistent run in the middle. And it does beg an interesting question in terms of what is Chelsea's best partnership going forward at centre back. Because for me personally, I believe it's Levi Colwell and Benoit Badiashile. You need that chemistry. We need it with the new guys. And look, I don't mean time to move on as in you're not good enough, you need to go. But I think it's just come to a natural changing of the guard in regards to Thiago Silva. I think when we signed him at 36 years of age on a free transfer under Lampard, I thought we felt, yeah, this guy will come in and do one, maybe 2 seasons, and he'll play a few games here and there. I don't think anyone predicted him to go on and do what he's done for the club. So yeah, it's been one of our best signings for sure. But I think it is time to move on. I think that would be a fair thing to say. Allow the new guys, the younger guys, to play and develop, and for Chelsea to build a new partnership and a new kind of centre back spine, as it were, in the team, because that is really, really important. And for me personally, look, we've got Disasi. We don't really know what Fofana is going to be like when he comes back from injury, but when he has played for us, he has looked really good. And I think people forget how good he actually is. Badiashile's been an absolute gem, but again, when's he going to play? Obviously, he played against Blackburn in the Cup, but as I said, centre backs don't necessarily get subbed on unless there's an injury or you're trying to see a game out. Where are his minutes going to come from? He's played 60 minutes in the Cup, and he's played nothing since. So yeah, there are some interesting decisions absolutely to make at centre back, but for me personally, I think Badiashile and Colwell is the way forward for Chelsea, and then have obviously Fofana and Disasi as rotation. Obviously, depending on how Fofana comes back from his injury, gets up to speed, match fitness wise, I'm sure he can potentially work his way into a starting spot on a regular basis. But for me, I do think it's the way forward is Colwell and Badiashile. Yes, I know it's 2 left-footed centre backs, and people are always like, "Oh, you can't do that." Well, why can't you have 2 left-footed centre backs? I really don't think it's that big of a problem. I don't see how it causes that many issues. So for me, yeah, sadly, I think it probably is going to be Thiago Silva's last season. I think it will just come to a natural parting of ways. He can go back to Brazil, finish his career where he started it, kind of a full circle moment. But if that would be my guess if I had to take a hunch on what's going to happen to him at the end of the season. Not because he's not good enough, not because he's not professional or anything like that. We just need to start preparing for the future and establishing a new partnership and allowing these young players to play, on a more consistent basis. And yeah, that for me is absolutely the way that we should be going, people. But of course it's sad. I mean, what a legend. Absolutely love him. He comes over at the end after every single game. Fans chant his name. He's done so much for this football club in such a short space of time. He's really a legend. I don't think anyone's come in at his age, well, not only his age, but come in and made such an impact that perhaps wasn't an academy player or someone like an immense talent of an attacking player like Eden Hazard, for example. He's made such a big difference to everything we do. He's a top guy, and he will be missed. But for me, that would be, for me, I think it makes sense for this to be his last season, and it makes sense to give those minutes that he's having to the other guys. And I think Colwell and Badiashile is going to be our long-term partnership moving forward. That would be my hunch of what I think the best centre-back pairing is. Of course, Badiashile, the Sassy could be one. Pochettino might decide that he sees Levi Cole as wants to use him more as a left back potentially. Let's wait and see. Obviously, Wesley Fofana in the mix as well. I have to wait and see how he comes back. He's more than good enough to be a mainstay at centre half for Chelsea for many, many years, providing he can stay fit. But as far as Thiago Silva is concerned, I absolutely do believe that it is in the best interests of everyone that this would be his last season at Chelsea and a natural moving of the guard, as it were. He goes back to Brazil. We start building again for the future at centre back, get a new partnership going, develop these younger players more, and we move forward from there. That would be my take on the Thiago Silva situation. But it will be a sad day when it comes to being his final game for Chelsea. That'd certainly be one that, as a fan, you'll definitely want a ticket for, and you'll definitely want to be in that stadium to see him for the final time in a Chelsea shirt. But what have you been saying in the chat, guys? I mean, what are your thoughts on this centre-back issue in the chat, people? Let me know. By the way, guys, I said 40 likes on the stream. We're on 22. We're over halfway. There's 36 of you in here. We need to hit the 40 likes mark, and then the lines will open for you to be able to call in and have your say. So, people, make sure you are smashing the like button, get it up to 40 likes, and subscribe, of course, to the channel if you are new around here. But there's no excuse not to be smashing that like button, guys. It's free. It takes seconds to do, so please do it. The sooner we get to 40, the sooner the lines will open and you can come on and have your say. So please smash that like button. Otherwise, we'll lose against Man City on Sunday. If you're in here now and you've not smashed the like, make sure you do, because otherwise we're going to lose the City. So hit that like button, people. What are you saying about what are you guys saying about defenders in the chat then? What we think is the best partnership going forward? Silva, legend, time to leave. I think it probably is a natural time to part ways. Disasi, Cole, Fofana, Badiashile, want to see these guys start every game. I mean, all four of them aren't going to start, but to be fair, all four of them potentially could start if you go with four centre backs and a back four, but that's not going to happen with Reece James. I think they'll go for more of a development centre back, more of a development centre back. Someone that is going to play a role in the squad. I don't think it'll be an elite level starting centre back. I'd be shocked if that was the case. What else we got going on here? Exactly, build chemistry like JT and Carvalho type with these new guys need to move on. Yeah, I think that's fair. It'll be worse about Silva. That's reality with a defender in Chalobah, but I don't think that's quite true. Chalobah, for whatever reason, I don't think. Obviously, he's not been fit the whole season anyway. He's not been fit the whole season. That's been an issue. So yeah, it's a shame with Chalobah because I don't think he's done much wrong in a Chelsea shirt at all. But just been a victim of, one, the manager not really fancying him that much, and two, unfortunately, as good as he is and as well as he's done for us, the guys ahead of him are just better than him. It's as simple as that. There's no slight on him. He's just not as good as the guys that are ahead of him. The only one you could perhaps debate is the Sassy, but actually this season the Sassy has been very good. So I don't really think we can have. I don't think we can have too many complaints on this one, people. I really don't. What have we got here? Fofana is, for me, starter. Yeah, no, he's a top defender. I'm a massive fan of his, but again, fitness has been his big problem, and we have to wait and see how he's going to be, what he's going to be like when he comes back. Obviously, from that injury, that it's going to take a long time. It's going to take him ages to get back up to match fitness. But absolutely, if he can stay fit and get back to playing football on a regular basis, then yeah, for sure, he absolutely is a starter. But that, unfortunately, that's still a big if right now at this point in time. Yes, Wes, hope you're good, brother. Hope you're good. What else we got going on here? One final game of season. I hope Chelsea. Yeah, hopefully. Coaching job for Silva will be a good move. Yeah, coaching job. Of course, I think he'll go and finish his career in Brazil, but absolutely, we need to make sure that we have him back in some sort of capacity at Chelsea. Absolutely, I think he's got so much to offer off the pitch as well. Yeah, I can't lie. It will be a sad day. It will be a sad day. I mean, I don't know if I'll cry, but you know, it could certainly be close. It'll be a sad day when that happens. But yeah. Anyway, guys, let's move on from the Thiago Silva stuff, and let's talk a little bit about strikers then, because David Ornstein in his Q&A that he does on The Athletic has been speaking about Chelsea and the subject of centre forwards. Now, we all know that we need a centre forward, people, but the potential cost of trying to sign Victor Osimhen from Napoli, let alone the possibility that they don't qualify for next season's Champions League, may complicate a potential pursuit for Chelsea and others. But he is in this bracket of strikers being looked at by all the top clubs. No surprise there at all. Top striker, top clubs need centre forwards. No surprise at all. The likes of Lautaro Martinez, Benjamin Sesko at Leipzig, Evan Ferguson, obviously at Brighton, Victor Boniface at Bayer Leverkusen, get mentioned to me by a lot by people who work in recruitment. Right now, the demand continues to outstrip the supply. Therefore, it's not absolutely guaranteed that clubs such as Chelsea end up signing a pure number 9. Maybe they should instead go for a more flexible forward who can contribute goals. Yeah, it's certainly an interesting one, people. Obviously, Ivan Toney is the name that's being bandied about at the moment. The most likely scenario. I mean, actually, do you know what? People talk about Vlahovic. I don't dislike him, but Nicholas Jackson's got more goals this season than Dusan Vlahovic has. I don't think Vlahovic is doing particularly well at Juventus this season. And look, I'm personally glad that we didn't go for it. I don't think it would have been the right fit. And I think it's better that we wait. But you know, of course, Osimhen would be ideal. I think if we were to not finish in the Champions League this season, have no Champions League next season, we can almost certainly forget about it. I think we can probably forget about it in general anyway. I just don't see him coming to us. I'm happy to be wrong on that. Ivan Toney, as I've said, is the perfect choice for me. But look at interesting ones like Lautaro Martinez. Again, we were linked with him, obviously, over the summer. Nothing really materialised. Towards the start of the window, there were quite strong links, and then it kind of all just faded away. Benjamin Sesko is one that we've been linked with for quite a while. He obviously only just joined RB Leipzig. He's not actually getting that much of a look in at Leipzig right now, which is slightly strange, but again, an immensely talented boy. But as I said, you know, we're going to go down this centre forward route. We don't want to sign someone that's got elite potential and could be good sort of in a year or two. We need someone to come in right now, kind of finished article, and is ready to hit the ground running and bang goals in from the off. It's the same with Evan Ferguson, and it's the same with Victor Boniface. So I like Victor Boniface. You know, I think he done very well at Union Saint-Gilloise last season in Belgium, bagged a lot of goals there. And he is exciting. He's part of an excellent group of Nigerian centre forwards at the moment. Osimhen, Boniface, Gift Orban, Iheanacho. There's loads of them out there at the moment. Boniface is a good centre forward, but again, he's another one of those that would probably go down in a development sort of thing as a striker. Again, it would fit the model per se, if that's to be believed, about only under 25s. Sesko is quality. I agree, but again, young. And another development striker. We've already got Nicholas Jackson. We've got Datro Fofana on loan. We've still got Amanda Broja. We don't need another one of these sort of development guys that could be good in 12 to 18 months. We need someone to come in and be good right now. And I like Sesko. I think he's an immense talent, but he's not the finished article. And we do need finished articles. I've got no doubt that, the most finished article on that list, Lautaro Martinez, having a superb season at Inter Milan. We know his qualities. We know what he can do. I'm just not sure if he fits the Chelsea profile necessarily. I think he's better playing in a partnership. Obviously, it's a myth that he can't play on his own, because he absolutely can play on his own. But yeah, it's certainly an interesting one. But again, he's a very good centre forward. I've seen a lot of good things about him. But at the same time, guys, I've mentioned it so many times. It needs to be someone that is ready to come in now and make an impact. There's no way. I'm more than happy to be wrong, but I think it's literally almost impossible that Osimhen leaves Napoli in January. No chance that they're going to sanction a move of their star man, unless a ridiculous offer comes in to even think about it, or if he really forces the move and desperately wants out. They're going to be going for the Serie A. They're going to be going potentially for the Champions League and whatnot. They're not going to want to part ways with their star man in January unless he really forces the move. And I just can't see him doing that. So Chelsea are looking at a situation where we either go all in on Ivan Toney, or we make do with Christopher Nkunku and Broja whilst Jackson's at the Cup of Nations. Jackson comes back, and then we go with kind of those three, and then we reassess when others might be available in the summer. It just depends. Are Chelsea 100% convinced on Ivan Toney, or do we feel we should wait and look at some of the names that, see how these other guys on the list potentially are named, get on for the rest of the season coming up, and then maybe make a decision in the summer. But for me, it's got to be Ivan Toney. I just think he ticks all the boxes. Yes, I know that he's not going to have played for a while. That's fine. No problem. It's the same as someone being injured for that period of time. I just think he's a sort of profile that would suit Chelsea in terms of the physical profile, and like that's been successful with centre forwards at Chelsea over the years. That Drogba Costa type profile. Sorry, he scores all sorts of goals. He knows the Premier League. He's got good control, good link-up play, good hold-up play. He's a very good finisher. He's good in the air. He's got a lot of very good attributes. He ticks a lot of boxes. He's in those prime years of his career, 27. He's in his best years now. Probably got 2 or 3 more years at the top level, maybe even more. I think with the likes of Cole Palmer, Sterling, Mudryk, etc., supplying him, and Nkunku. For me, it makes perfect sense, and is the reason why I'd be going for him, and I think why Chelsea should be going all in for him. I'd be worried if we were to sign another development striker. I don't think that's the right way to go, because we need someone to come in now. And what does that mean? What are we doing with Jackson? What are we doing with Broja? What are we doing with Datro Fofana, etc.? So yeah, look, will we get Toney? Who knows? I'd like to think we do our absolute utmost and best to try and get him. And if we don't, then maybe we're going to end up going for one of these younger ones in the summer. Or, as Ornstein says here, they should instead go for a more flexible forward who can contribute goals. But again, what sort of flexible forwards are out there? Guys, 10 more likes and then the lines will open, people. So make sure you are smashing that like button. 10 more likes to go, people. Then I will open the lines and you lot can call in. So please make sure you are smashing the like button, guys. But yeah, look, to round out on that point, guys, I'm not sure what sort of flexible forwards are out there necessarily. For me, it's Toney in January or no one, and then we wait until the summer and we reassess, then see what the lie of the land with Osimhen is, potentially see how these other guys finish the season off. But yeah, it looks like Osimhen's going to be difficult. Never say never with Todd Boehly. Ivan Toney, we're going to face competition from Arsenal. We know that. We just need to make sure we're in the best position possible come sort of around Christmas time. Make sure we're either in those Champions League spaces or within touching distance. And then we go from there and we see what happens. But it's absolutely clear we are desperate for an elite level centre forward. So let's see how that one progresses, guys. How are we progressing on the likes? Still only on 30. Come on, people. 10 more required. Let's see what you lot are saying in the chat. No, look, I think this again is a common misconception. Like the bulk of the squad is going to be obviously of the age that it is, but we're not ruled. It's not been ruled out that we'll sign one or two kind of over that age. Awesome with the choice as for now for me. Fair. Yes, big up, Ellie. Hope you're good. How old is Austin? I think he's 24. Yeah, I don't know what's happened to Broja. Obviously, he's been injured. Things haven't been going that well for him at the moment. He came back. He scored a goal against Fulham, and then he started against Burnley and played that first half. And I don't think we've seen him since. There's been a problem, some sort of inflammation on his knee, and we haven't seen him since, guys. So yeah, a bit of a problem. A bit of a problem for him. But what else is going on in the chat? We've started. Yeah, I think we do. I think it'll be a huge mistake if we don't. No, because we don't need that. We don't need that sort of player, and he's not a centre forward. So yeah, no, for me, that wouldn't make any sort of sense. End the series. I just don't think end the series good enough. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't think he's good enough. There's a reason why no big teams have really come in for him. West Ham were linked with him in the summer because he's not really at that level. He's a useful guy, but he's not someone that's going to move the needle for Chelsea and get us the goals that we need, that we so desperately need. So yeah, that's a no from me. No, mate. Maybe I don't think Liverpool need him. Can Arsenal afford him? They couldn't even sign David Raya on a permanent because of FFP issues. So I don't know, unless things have changed, can they afford Ivan Toney in January at kind of the prices being quoted? I'm not so sure they can. Jackson edits, big up. Hope you're good. I think Osimhen's the only option I want. I prefer Jackson to the others. No point in signing a striker just to replace him after 8 games. No, well, look, Jackson was never signed to be a first choice striker. He was obviously always going to be kind of a squad option. But in the summer there wasn't really the elite level strikers available that we would have wanted. So yeah, we need an elite level striker. There's no point buying any other younger ones because we've got Jackson, we've got Broja, we've got Datri Fofana on loan. It needs to be an elite striker. And look, that'll be better for the likes of these younger strikers, someone of a top quality to learn from and to help improve their game. And also competition is really important. It pushes players on to perform to a better level. Jackson knows now that he's pretty much guaranteed to start because Broja's not fit and Nkunku's not fit and there's no one else. There's no one else. So yeah. Have you heard? Yeah, I have heard of that kid. Yeah, he's kind of one of them FM wonder kids, obviously. He's a good player. Turns 18 next week. Copenhagen aren't going to be able to keep him, I don't think, beyond this season. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see kind of where he ends up. It's probably got Dortmund written all over it. They tend to do that sort of thing with the younger players. Guys, 41 locked in now. Numbers are going up. Only 31 likes. Come on, people. Get to those 40 likes ASAP. We should be able to do that within literally the next 2 minutes. Get that to 40 likes, and then the lines will open and you guys can call in and have your say on all things Chelsea. But yeah, guys, run those likes up. 40 likes should be light work, people. Light work. Let's get it done. Keep smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds, and it is the easiest way that you can support myself and the channel. It spreads the stream far and wide, gets more eyes on the channel. But yeah, and also guys, if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button as well. We're edging closer towards 7k now, about 240 away. So still a fair few to go, but not actually no, less than that. It's less than that for sure. So yeah, guys, let's try and get as close to that 7k as we can. So yeah, please do smash the subscribe button if you're new around here. And guys, if you're feeling generous, you can obviously donate using the super chat function. Any donation, no matter how big or small, is greatly appreciated, of course. Or you can hit the link in the description and become a channel member to support myself for $1.99 per month. The more members we get, we'll start doing member-only shows and things like that. We need to build the members up. So if you want to become a member, hit the link in the description and you can become a channel member, guys. Fair point. Jackson just needs time and he will become a quality footballer, especially with Nkunku back. Yeah, look, I think obviously he'll benefit from Nkunku being back. But yeah, he's raw. He's played 46 games for Villarreal. And then, this is a guy that's not even played 60 games of senior football. So, yeah, I think we've got to put that sort of thing into perspective. Let's also put into perspective players develop at different rates. Drogba didn't even turn pro until he was 24. Jackson's playing for Chelsea at what, 22 years of age. So look, we got to put things into perspective, guys. Yeah, bring on City on Sunday. I'm like the Spurs results giving us confidence. Yeah, bring on City, bring them on. Yeah, going to start building up to that game tomorrow. Got LB on tomorrow, City fan, to get to talk through the game. And then obviously on Saturday I'll be doing the more Chelsea orientated preview as well. So yeah, loads of Chelsea City content to come, people. Man United in the mud, they are bottom of their champion. Yeah, fuck them. Why is it that people always sympathise with their teams that have 9 or 10 men? Yeah, exactly. Like the way people are going on, it's like we got them sent off. No, they got themselves sent off. So I really don't get the issue here. I really don't understand it at all. Nope, Sterling hasn't got a ban. Let's dive into this Raheem Sterling stuff. And obviously left out the England squad. We'll get to that shortly. Let's start with the ban stuff first. According to Daily Mail, and again, take this with a pinch of salt, but Raheem Sterling could face a ban after appearing to throw a missile. I mean, let's be real, it wasn't a fucking missile. I love how they describe like what looked like a piece of chewing gum or something as a missile back into the crowd during Chelsea's chaotic Premier League clash with Tottenham on Monday. The incident was not spotted by the officials at the time, but an FA spokesperson has told Mail Sport that it is being reviewed as they look to determine whether any action needs to be taken. Well, I'll tell you what action does need to be taken is ban those bastards that were throwing shit on the pitch in the first place. Like, why is it if a player, again, from the footage, you can see he throws whatever it is, but look, I think he's just picking it up and throwing it back on the pitch. I don't think there's any intent of launching it back into the crowd to potentially cause any sort of injury. I definitely don't think that's the case. I mean, it really isn't that much of a big deal. It's really not that much of a big deal. The bigger deal is why those people that are throwing stuff onto the pitch, get them out. That's got to be the main thing to do. So yeah, this would be incredibly harsh if a ban suddenly occurred for that sort of thing. I really wouldn't get that. I really wouldn't get it. It just seems stupid. Yeah, it's just a no from me. It just seems a total non-story and non-event, in my opinion. The thing that needs to be sorted out is why people are throwing stuff on the pitch in the first place. Identify those culprits and ban them from the stadium. Simple as that. So hopefully Sterling doesn't get a ban for that. Obviously, if he does, then I don't know how long this is going to take. Are they going to sort this out before a potential game on Sunday? Who knows what the FA are likely to do? We know what they're like. They take a while to get their shit together. But yeah, that's kind of the latest on that possible ban for Sterling. I think it's pathetic. And the real issue is people throwing stuff on the pitch. So sort those people out rather than focusing on Sterling, who was just kind of throwing it to get it off the pitch. So yeah, typical FA. Doesn't surprise me at all. Clueless organisation. So yeah, we move on. Really wasn't that deep, man. Yeah, it is at the moment, isn't it? Why are they acting like Sterling? Yeah, it's mad. A missile. I mean, seriously, come on. It doesn't make any sense. But apparently, guys, we are 3 likes away. Well, it was 5 likes. We're now 3 likes away, people. I'm just going to go through one final thing. And by that time, it should be all sorted. We should have 40 likes by that time. By the time I've gone through this final thing, there should be 40 likes. But Raheem Sterling has again been left out of the England squad, the 5th England squad in a row that he's been left out of. Now, of course, some of them he's missed out on through injury. But given his form, he's definitely in better form than Marcus Rashford. Southgate on Sterling being left out. The door is 100% open, not only for Raheem, but also other players who aren't in this squad. We don't need to know about his quality, his personality. He is a crucial part of the journey we've been on. So crucial that you don't pick him. Interesting. look, if the door was open, he'd be in this squad. It's as simple as that, Should be picked on form, and Southgate, goes on about, oh well, who are we gonna drop to get rid to make room for him? One, do you really need Kane, Wilson, and Ollie Watkins in the squad? Two of those would suffice. Also, Rashford's been absolutely horrific this season. So Sterling's been a lot better than Rashford. He's done a lot more for England than Rashford has. Why is Rashford in the team, but Sterling isn't? It is mad though, because Sterling literally carried England under Southgate for quite a while. A really important guy, and then suddenly Southgate's just dropped him like a stone. I know players like Bowen are in good form. I know, etc., etc. But Rashford's been shocking this season, absolutely dreadful. And you can't tell me the England squad's being picked on form and on merit, because if it's being picked on merit, Raheem Sterling's in there and Marcus Rashford is not, and Cole Palmer should have a very good chance of being in that England squad. But yeah, it's just standard Southgate. It's a specific selection criteria for some players, and then no selection criteria for others. Basically, if you're a favourite, then that's what happens. You're in the squad regardless of how shit you are. You make the squad. But yeah, it's kind of mad. Look, as I said earlier, it's a good thing from a Chelsea perspective, because it means that he's not travelling, he's not playing extra matches. It's a bit more rest for him. He can work on things at Cobham, etc. But yeah, it's I don't get it. It's a real strange one, guys. It is a real strange one. I just don't really understand it. If I'm being perfectly honest, I just don't get it. He should be in that squad. There's no way that he's not in a group of the best attackers in this country. But yeah, Southgate's got his decisions. They hardly ever make sense. And it is what it is. It is what it is. If we beat City on Sunday, I'll go as far as saying we could be very near to the top four by New Year. Potentially. Hopefully Cole Palmer gets another goal. Yeah, it would be great. Now, the way Southgate has switched up on Sterling is crazy. Yeah, he did. He did carry England in the Euros. He absolutely carried us in the Euros. Not just yesterday. Rashford's been terrible all season. He scored one goal this season. He scored one goal in all comps. He's been absolutely awful. Sterling's been miles better than him, and yet Rashford's still in the squad. Mate, leaky defence. Our defence is pretty good, actually. We've not conceded that many goals at all. I'd even be inclined to say that we might have conceded less goals than you, potentially. I'm not certain on that, but if we haven't, there's not an awful lot in it. Look, City are favourites, absolutely, but we've absolutely got a chance of winning for sure. We do have an opportunity to win. We absolutely do. Rashford is Southgate's favourite, along with Maguire. Yeah, along with Maguire, Calvin Phillips, and Henderson. Phillips literally plays more minutes for England than he does for his club, which is an absolute madness. Oh, we've hit the 40 likes now. Fantastic. It's never picked on merit. No, it's not. It never is. Managers will always say it's picked on merit. It's not. It's picked on favourites, and also picked on sort of what club you play for. That's the reality of the situation, guys. But people, let's try and get this to 50 likes. Come on, guys. Let's get this to 50 likes. I'm going to pin the link in the chat now, so you guys can call in and have your say. So let me just get this pinned in the chat, people. So let me just remove this unpin that message. So, guys, you can now call in. The link is in the chat, and I'm going to pin it. I'm going to pin it to the top. So that link is now in the chat, guys. So you can obviously call in, people. Click the link, come in and have your say on all things Chelsea. But whilst we're waiting for people to come in, we've got someone in straight away. Hey, bro, how you doing?
How are you? I hope you're
well. I'm good, thanks, mate. I'm good, thanks.
Long support of the channel ever since you were just starting out. So yeah.
No, I appreciate that, mate. I appreciate that a lot. Nah, good to speak to you, bro. Mate, how are you feeling about all things Chelsea?
For you guys, because I'm a rival. I'm just a rival. I want to say something about Raheem Sterling.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening to him, but it's nice to see him regain his form. But you know him being left out of the England squad, that's a good thing. Actually, that's a good thing. He's not burnt out. He gets adequate rest because you can see these players are burnt out, and he can actually work on himself. Because under Bumgate, I call him Bumgate for a reason. He's only gonna get worse. He's only gonna get worse. Trust me. Like having less players in less international teams is only going to benefit Chelsea in the long term. Trust me. Because you see these players are getting injured, ACLs, left, right, and center, shoulder injuries. Honestly, I hope as many players of mine are less in international squads, because then they can rest. They can actually rest. Unless you're an actual patriot for your team, for your country, because I'm half Dutch, and I've only got Ake. I've only got Ake as a City player, and I've got Van Dijk. So it's not really a big. But for you guys, you need to get as many players rested, because you see what was happening to Fofana and everyone else. Yeah. I to be honest, I need to stay away. I've met 3 Chelsea players, and they seem to go downhill after meeting me. They go. I meet Fofana, such a lovely guy.
Oh, he's a great guy.
He took the time and to take a picture with me, and he got injured. I was so gutted for him. Because I actually rated him.
No, mate, he's a top player. He's a top player. Like we got a lot of hopes from him. Like he's been plagued with injury. When he has played for us, he's been decent. Obviously, this ACL injury that he picked up, not ideal. Hopefully, he can come back. Maybe towards the end of this season, but obviously get right for next season, and he can obviously showcase his talents. I mean, obviously with City, can't not talk about Cole Palmer briefly. I mean, are you surprised at how well he's done at Chelsea?
Because I'm very surprised, to be quite honest. I am very surprised. I was a huge critic, and then it started to see like I'm not gutted because we got Doku.
Yeah.
But I respect it. There are reasons why he actually left, in terms of the people around him, and he wanted to get away from the Manchester area. So I understand why his decision was to leave Manchester, that Manchester area. So I totally understand for him, and I wish him all the best. Just not against us. That's the thing. Just not against us, because I think he has a high ceiling. The fact that he's playing in that number 10 role, I never saw him as a number 10. I always thought he was going to be like like that Mahrez backup / replacement.
He always played off the right, didn't he, at City?
Yeah. So I think he has the ceiling. Like I respect what he's doing. Like he's actually carrying you guys. Like no disrespect. Like the fact that he got gutted and that and frustrated in that Arsenal. I wanted you guys to win. Because I cannot stand Arsenal fans. I cannot stand Arsenal fans.
Mate, you and me both.
Like seriously, don't be United fans, and don't be like, keep the standards high. Like keep the standards high, because I respect Chelsea. I respect Chelsea with the Abramovich days. Like you kept the standards high, like sacking managers. Like I think that's the right way. Like it was like a good strategy, but like you got to keep the standards high. Don't let it drop. Don't let it drop, honestly, because with the players that you have, you need experience. Like I hope you get Ivan Toney, because if you let Ivan Toney go to Arsenal, you are literally giving them the title.
That's a problem if he goes there.
And if they win the title, we will never hear the end of it.
Mate, it's the worst team that could win the title. Like I'd rather Spurs win it than Arsenal.
We will never hear the end of it.
No,
we will never hear the end of it. Because I got Chelsea fans who are my mates. Yeah, I got no issue with them. I generally got no issue with them. So for me, like I don't know how you bottled that 2-0 lead. I generally don't know how you bottled that 2-0 lead.
It was just individual errors, basically. Like we dominated that game, but. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like we've got you boys, and mate, how do you feel about the game on Sunday? Briefly, like
I'm confident. Like
you guys do pretty well at Stamford Bridge, really. I know obviously last year it was only 1-0, but I mean, we played all right. I remember last year at the Bridge, we played all right.
It was like a 1-0 win.
Certainly in the first half, we did pretty well. Second half, your quality was better. Look, your quality is decent. Obviously, John Stones is going to be a big miss, for sure. But I mean, you've got to be.
I think this is the thing. I'm not even sounding arrogant. I would have said you haven't had a chance had Rodri not been available, because I would have had no confidence whatsoever. But for me, like you guys, like I don't see where the midfield battle. I don't like Enzo. I rate Caicedo. I rate, but they just don't seem to be clicking. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like I thought that would be.
It's taken a bit of time. Like obviously it'll take time.
I totally understand. Like you're still building up your squad.
It was better on Monday night. It is getting better, but yeah, for sure, it's a work in progress. Like a lot of the team is.
I reckon if you get a goalkeeper in the summer, then and maybe a left back, maybe because you don't know about Chilwell because he seems to be like dropping.
Always injured.
It's always your fullbacks for some reason. I don't understand. You got Reece James who set like arguably as a attacking and defending one up there with Kyle Walker, if not better than Kyle Walker. I don't know. It's like very tough. It's very tough to be quite honest. I like them both. Whether you want to argue for whatever one's better, I got no disagreement. To be quite honest, he just needs to sort out his maybe. I've heard like stem cell treatment. Maybe that will help his cutting down his injuries. Maybe because he seems to be.
I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, obviously, hopefully, like now he's back. Hopefully, he's not going to get injured again. But there's always that worry when players pick up injuries like he does at the rate he does. You almost feel like every time he plays, you're just waiting for it to happen, which is never a good place to be in. But I mean, mate, last thing before I bring the next person on, what are you thinking score prediction wise? Obviously, confident City will win, which I
2-0, 3-1, 2-0, 3-1. Yeah, it was one or the other.
I mean, I don't think I can disagree with the City win. Obviously, I'm always going to think we've got a chance. I think we do have a chance, but yeah, I just think City are basically too good. Essentially, like I've got no problem. I don't want to say I've got no problem with us losing. Losing is shit, but it depends how we.
But there's like a reason why. Like if it was Arsenal, you would have a chance. But this is the thing with us. Like we're the best team in the world for a reason. Like we just come off a treble, and the players actually want it. Like Kyle Walker said, why can't we run away with the league like in the 17-18 season? He's our captain currently, and we've got so many leaders on the pitch. Like of course John Stones is a miss, but we've got players that can fill in that role. We've got Akanji, Gvardiol, so many players that can actually fit in that role. So all the best on Sunday. Good luck, and may the best team win.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I don't blame you for saying City are favourites. They absolutely are. If we get anything out of the game, I'll be delighted. But yeah, mate, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me on.
As always, take care, mate. Cheers. Right then, let's bring the next person in. Guys, keep running those likes up, by the way. Let's try and hit, we're almost at 50. Let's go past 50. Let's try and get to 60 and as close to 100 as we can. Let me just get to a few things in the chat. There's not too much going on there. Right, next one. Hello, mate. How we doing?
Hello there. How's everything?
Yeah, all good, bro. All good. What's happening?
Good. No, just going back on a few things. Arsenal was a bit pathetic, really. I mean, how did we let a 2-goal lead slip when we were playing so well for the majority of the game? But it's the problem with us, though. We go into these games with like the top 6, and we somehow play really good. But after we played the top 6, it's like we play against who was it that we got beat by? And it was Brentford. Brentford, yeah. We go to Brentford and we lose again. Like what's stopping us from being consistent? What's stopping us from being that consistent when you see Manchester City faltering against Wolves, but then they picked themselves back up again. You see Arsenal faltering, but they picked themselves back up again. Let's not talk about Manchester United because they've a flip-flop this season. Useless on all edges. Liverpool have been inconsistent to when they want to be. They can be good. So why can't we be us?
I think it's like obviously like those teams obviously kind of all at different stages of their development, which is obviously one part of it in terms of they've got a lot of players that are already at the sort of the peak of their games or already kind of the finished article, whereas we hardly have any players that are finished articles. Yeah, the consistency thing is an issue, but you're going to get that with a young side when there's players that haven't played an awful lot of football together, haven't played an awful lot of football in their careers in general. It's a new manager. It's virtually an entirely new squad. So these things take time. But when everyone was going on about, the terrible run that we've got coming up, all these games we've got. I actually think right now, as you said before, it's actually better for us because we do seem to play much better against the bigger side. So yes, obviously City's a tough game. Anything you get from City is a bonus, but the likes of your Newcastles, the likes of Brighton, Man United away, etc. Like these games, I think it's actually good that we've got these games in a sort of in a run because we are better against those teams because those teams don't necessarily sit back and not play football. They come out and that suits us a lot better. So that's why I've been a lot more optimistic and a lot more positive about this run of games we've got coming up that we can get. We can pick up a few results here and there because we are better suited to playing against better teams that do come out and obviously play their football. Like obviously Spurs on Monday, like obviously first 15 minutes we were poor, but from that point onwards we were much better than them. The only reason that they had one or two chances at near the end to equalise was because we were fucking about. We actually outside the first 15 minutes, I thought we were better. We were the better team than them. We had 3 or 4 goals chalked off. Like the one thing we do need to work on is our finishing. If that had been Man City on Monday night, they scored 10 probably. We could have we had enough chances to score 7 or 8. And this is what I mean. Like in these big games, particularly on Sunday, we're not going to get that many chances. So we've got to have a much better conversion rate. But I mean, how are you feeling about Sunday's game? Obviously, the result on Monday gives us a big confidence. But I mean, what do you expect to see? I guess just maybe more of the same.
Oh, we're going to go back to that Tottenham thing real quick.
Yeah.
For the Premier League and for every pundit on the earth to praise Ange Postecoglou's high pressing goalkeeper heroics that got themselves in the mud when they did is shambolic, because no one's talking about our performance. They're just talking about Tottenham and like, oh, they did the high line against us. They're brilliant because they actually did all right. The Premier League putting photos and videos up on their Twitter and all their Facebooks and all that saying, oh, look at Tottenham being like this. Tottenham's actually playing well. Ange Postecoglou's tactics. So what? It's the goals and the win that matters. And we pretty much beat them off the park. And Nicholas Jackson, who's everyone's been bantering about all season, came up and scored a hat-trick against you guys. So hold that, shush, take the L. Don't come and see us until next month, next year.
Next year now, isn't it? Yeah.
As for City, this is where I'm going to start thinking, because this is obviously the last game before the international break. If we win, it will be typical Chelsea. We go on a 2-win against 2 of the big 6, and then we'll probably we're on some kind of a good momentum. We'll go into the international break, then we'll go against Newcastle and probably play piss poor. And Newcastle has injuries themselves. But going back to Sunday, I know I'm going off it, but going back to Sunday, as long as Manchester City play that open football and we stay vigilant, we don't make a mistake, and we play the way that we play, I think we could at least win at least 2-1 in my books. Because if Rodri, because you know what Pep does, he plays like Ake, CDM. He'll play John Stones centre back. He'll play
John Stones
Walker.
is out, which is a big miss.
Oh, John Stones is out.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
So I'll probably stick a Kanji into that sort of inverted midfield role.
Oh, just see, that's the thing with Pep. He's a genius when he does it, but also if it doesn't go right, then he kind of beat them up it. But what we can't do is sit back and let Manchester City take all the possession and all the pressing and all that. We've got to go at them. Because one way we could beat a Man City team, and Wolves have shown it, suffocate them. Press forward. Don't let them have any of the space. Even if they do have the ball for a little bit, allow it. But then just try and pickpocket players all around that know what they were going to do and maybe kill the game off. Because Doku's going to be a menace. We've seen that.
I think with Pep though, like Doku's been great, but the big games, Grealish has played. Like obviously in the Manchester derby, Grealish started. I don't think Pep fully trusts Doku yet in the big ones. So I'm not. I think look, Doku could start, but I think it's more likely that Grealish and Foden start, or Bernardo Silva starts. I think you're more likely to see a similar team to the one that played away at Old Trafford. Because I just think in the big games, I think Pep trusts Grealish more. I think what Grealish gives suits City more, particularly in those big games. And Doku will be, I think, might well come off the bench. But they've got so many weapons all over the pitch. We're going to have to be on top of our game from minute one. We've got to make sure we don't make any mistakes. Yes, we're going to give up chances. Of course we will. We just got to make sure that when City are on top, we just don't cave in, and we do, try and stay firm and keep them out. I think we can win this game. Of course, we can win this game, but again, like against Spurs, like against Arsenal, it's going to require us to make no individual mistakes, to be right at the top of our game, and for City to be slightly off it. But even an off it City is still good enough to beat pretty much every team in the league anyway. So, it's probably the toughest task in the league facing this team, but they're not unbeatable. Wolves have beaten them. They've lost games this season, so it is doable. But we are going to have to rely on. We're going to have to be perfect ourselves, and just hope that City are a little bit off it. But mate, last thing before I bring the next person in, what do you think for a score prediction?
I couldn't hear most of it because I just had a problem with the stream. But when you go back to Grealish,
yeah,
he rarely play. He plays brilliantly. But when he doesn't play to the standards. Haaland in big games this season has been missing. He's been missing sort of left, right, and centre. But I feel like if we don't mark Haaland and mark the players that could try and feed him into the box, it's going to be a big problem for us. Especially if who's that one?
What, Alvarez?
Especially if
Foden.
Especially, if Haaland gets service, we're done for. That's all.
Yeah. No, we got to be careful. I mean, I'd like to sit here and say we're going to win 2-1, but I think the best. Probably, if I'm being honest, I think the best we can do is get a draw. But we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But I think, look, if we can get a draw, fantastic. If we lose, no shame in losing to Man City, but the big thing will be how we performed and how we lost. If we gave it a go and we were just a bit unlucky and on the day, but if we get turned over and we don't really show any fight, then that's totally different and more concerning. But hopefully it's a positive result for us on Sunday, because I say 2 weeks is a long time to sit on a shit result before the international break. But yeah, mate, thanks for calling in. Appreciate your time and appreciate your support. And I'll catch up with you again soon.
Like I said, I couldn't hear most of it because I was having a problem with the audio on your side, but I'll try and fix it. I think on Sunday we need to pretty much players we did on Monday where we were a bit slow for the first 15 minutes, because Manchester City will easily capitalise on that.
Can't afford that.
We'll either lose the ball easily if we make the wrong pass, but also we need to cover the left hand side more efficiently because the right hand side as well. Because when Palmer and James were on that side, Tottenham could easily counteract that, and I'm worried that if we use the exact same side, if Doku and that playing on that exact same side with the Palmer James split, we could get absolutely done for here.
Yeah,
we seen it as they always go left. We can't do low blocks. So we need to hope that City go full out, as in like their usual way, but don't do a low block against us, otherwise we can't break them, and we're going to be in proper big problem.
Yeah, no, agreed. Yeah, mate. Thanks for your time. I'm going to move on to the next caller now, but thanks for your support as always, and catch up with you soon. Cheers. Right then, people, keep smashing the likes. Apparently, Liverpool are 2-0 down in the Europa League. I've not seen that, but if that's the case, fantastic. What else we got going on here? Yes, Nick, appreciate your support. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Yeah, mad. Not looking forward to that one. Badiashile won't start. He's played 60 minutes of football in 5 months. You know, he's not. He simply just won't start this game. If Taylor makes any controversial decisions against Chelsea, the fans will make his career end as a ref. Well, I don't think we've got the power to do that. But yeah, certainly like to think that he perhaps wouldn't be getting offered any further Chelsea games. Caicedo can get us to the Champions League. Well, yeah, he can be a big part of that for sure. But yeah, guys, keep smashing the like button. Let's get this to 60 likes. We need 7 more. So keep smashing that like button. If you're locked in now, you're not subscribed, make sure you do hit that like button. It's free and it takes seconds, and it's a really easy way to support myself and the channel, get more eyes on the content. And if you're new around here and you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. 2 subscribers away from 6.77, sorry. So yeah, if 2 of you are locked in now, you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, guys. Let's hit the next little mini milestone. But let's bring the next caller in.
Yeah.
Hello, mate. How are you doing? Sorry about the wait. Thanks for waiting.
No, it's okay. It's gold. I mean, what an incredible game that was on Monday. It had everything.
Yeah, it was mad.
For me, that was probably the first time in a while that I felt excited about a football match in terms of Chelsea. I mean, how long has it been? I mean, it's been ages, and then it had everything. I mean, It had goals, offsides, red cards. You could tell it was a derby. Obviously, there was concerns, obviously, in that first 10 minutes. But when the tackles started flying in, that was when we were better when we were 1-0 down.
Yeah.
If anything, I mean, then the tackles started flying in. And then I think the Chelsea players knew it was a derby. And then they knew they were in a game. And then it was just that you couldn't take your eyes off it. Something was happening every minute. It was amazing to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen a game like it. I don't think that'll be game of the season. You won't see another game like that one this season, or for a long time. It's just one of those games that comes on every so often. But yeah, the most important thing was that we needed to go there and win, and we did win. Everything else is kind of insignificant, really. Of course you can say, the performance wasn't great when they were down to 9. Once we broke through, obviously we improved. But ultimately that game was about getting the win, and we got the win, and that's all that matters. But obviously we've got the big one Sunday before the international break. Man City, again, a big confidence boost against Spurs. How are you feeling about the City game?
I mean, obviously this is a tough one. The best team in the world at the moment as well. I mean, it is going to be difficult for us, even though we're at home. And at home, we've not exactly had the fans behind the team in recent times.
No,
I don't. And that's the worrying thing in terms of this game. If the fans are not behind the team, this could be like the Manchester derby a few weeks ago. I mean, where Manchester City did beat Man United without getting out of second gear. That was the worrying thing. I mean, I am worried that if we go into that mindset and they could win this game without breaking sweat against us. That's what I'm worried about it. But if we put in a decent and spirited performance, even though we lose, I will be just happy with the performance, even if we don't win.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is that we give a good account of ourselves. Of course, we want to win, but if we lose, then we need to make sure that we've shown some sort of fight. We've taken the game to them. We've given a good account of ourselves, and you can obviously losing's never good, but you can feel it's definitely a different mindset and a different feel around it. Whereas if you've just been played off the park and you've been crap, then it definitely feels a lot worse. But I mean, in terms of kind of a lineup, do you expect many changes from the Tottenham game?
No, not really. I mean, Nicholas Jackson has to start now, given he got them 3 goals on Monday. He does really have to start. I don't think the team won't change much. I mean,
would you keep Cole at left back?
Yeah, Pochmark playing there. I mean, he could. I mean, Cucurella did well when he was there, but
yeah, I thought he was pretty hard done by not to start.
Yeah, I mean, it's been. I mean, given that Cucurella's first season wasn't what we all thought it was going to be, but this season he does seem like he's refreshed again. I mean,
yeah, he's doing a lot better.
It's a tough one with this game. I mean, this isn't much as a rivalry like it was with the Arsenal games and the Spurs games. But I am putting that down to Manchester City being up there, whereas we have a different objective of top 4, top 6 at the moment, whereas Manchester City's objective is winning the Champions League, winning the Premier League. They have a different objective to us now. I mean, for me, I don't see it much as a rivalry. I mean, my grandma was a Manchester City fan, so
yeah.
So it's not a rivalry as such, like it is with Arsenal, Manchester United, Tottenham, Liverpool. For me, that those are the rivalries, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't look at Man City as a huge rivalry. It's a massive game, and obviously it would be more of a rivalry if we were kind of competing for leagues together. But unfortunately, we're not in a position to be challenging right now. But if we were competing for big trophies with them, then I think there would be a bigger rivalry. But last thing before I move on, mate, what do you think for a score prediction?
Well, I am hoping for, if we could do our best, get a 0-0 draw, if we could try and press them, nullify their attack. I mean, they've got a lot of great players, haven't they? Haaland, Foden, and then there's Rodri. Whenever Rodri starts, they always win. And that
pretty much.
And that's the thing. Rodri's probably more key to them, more than what we all ever thought before.
Yeah, I would agree on that.
I mean, obviously the midfield is going to be important. Caicedo and Fernandes have got to have like the game of their lives. Obviously, Caicedo's new. He's settled in. It's a shame that his goal on Monday didn't stand, because he took that brilliantly, didn't he? I mean, it shows he's got confidence, even though he's only just settling in at the moment, and we've not seen the best of him so far. But I'm confident that we will do.
Yeah, I hope so as well. So if you had to go for a score prediction, what would you say?
But I want to go for 0-0, but obviously if you get Haaland on the end of them chances, it could be a 2-0. I just hope it's not like it was when they played against Man United.
Yeah, I just don't want to be embarrassed.
No, that's what I'm worried about. But I am I'm hoping that it's a decent performance, it's spirited, and the fans, I hope the fans just get behind the team, because there hasn't been much of that.
Yeah, I think in the big games, big games, it's normally better. So yeah, I think the atmosphere should be decent for it. But yeah, let's hope for a positive result for us to take into the international break. But
yeah,
mate, thanks for time as always. Thanks for support. Thanks for calling in, and catch up with you again soon.
I will do. Thank you, Charlie.
Cheers, mate. Right, guys, keep smashing the like button, people. We're on 55 likes. Let's get this to at least 60. The link is still pinned at the top of the chat if anyone else wants to jump in and say anything. I'm not confident about games, but I hope we don't get battered by City. No, I don't think we will. I thought, I've already done that. No, I wouldn't play Cole at left back either, but I've got a feeling that he potentially might go with that again for some reason. We're at home. We want to start to adopt a winning attitude, being absolutely crap of late. Time to give Man City something to think about. Yeah, look, we just got to play to our strengths. Everything's got to be spot on. No stupid mistakes. Don't take any unnecessary risks or anything like that. We will create chances. It's just the age-old thing with Chelsea. Are we going to be able to stick the ball in the back of the net? That is always the problem. 1-1 draw. I'll take that. Yeah, Doku's doing well. I'm not sure Pep trusts him in the big games to start. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was actually Grealish that started ahead of Doku in this sort of game. Yeah, that's a mad matchup. I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw on Sunday. Again, I'd take a 2-2 draw. Any sort of draw would be good for us. It certainly wouldn't be a bad thing whatsoever. I mean, guys, the link's still pinned to the top of the chat. I'm going to go for probably another sort of 5-10 minutes tops, people. So yeah, if you want to come in and have your say, then hit the link that is pinned at the top of the chat. Make sure you keep smashing that like button, guys. Let's get to 60 likes. We're on 56 right now. 4 more likes required. So guys, keep smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds to do. No excuses not to have hit it. And if you're new around here and you aren't subscribed to the channel yet, please do hit that subscription button because it is greatly appreciated. It really helps me out. We're on the road to 7,000 subscribers. We are getting closer and closer each day. So please make sure you smash the subscribe button if you are new around here, and keep smashing the likes, guys. Links pinned at the top of the chat, people. Don't be shy. Come on and have your say. Come on and have your say, guys. There's loads of things to discuss, loads to get into. So yeah, please come and have your say. It would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, look, obviously we're going to look ahead to the City game tomorrow more. But yeah, it's a massive game. It's the last one, obviously, before the international break. Yeah, it's gonna be big, people. It's gonna be big. Yes, Blake, hope you're good, brother. Hope you're good. Score prediction 2-0 to Manchester City. Fair. I mean, I can't exactly necessarily disagree with that to any extent, but yeah, it still doesn't make it any better. Doesn't make it any better when obviously your team is potentially going into the weekend knowing there's a high chance that we will lose. But again, as I've said before, there's no real shame in losing to Man City. But yeah, anyway, guys, let's go into these comments. Let's go about Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo speaking about Maurizio Pochettino. So Enzo, obviously, in an interview, I'm thankful for Maurizio and the way he treats me and the group. He takes care of the young players. He always helps them on a daily basis. He's always watching out for us, and we learn a lot from him because he has great experience. He has been in charge of many teams and has achieved great things at other clubs he has coached. I'm very proud he is here helping us grow every day. And I think one thing about Poch is for sure is that, am I at Newcastle? Yes, more than likely will be. More than likely. Are you going? I imagine I probably will be there. I'm pretty certain I will be. So yeah, are you going? But yeah, no, I think the one thing about Poch is that, you know, these players do really like him. They're really buying into what he's doing. He's got a great way with the players, got a great relationship with them. You know, he knows how to develop these younger players, look after them, make them feel good. All that sort of thing. And I think we are going to start moving forward. I think we will start moving forward as a team. We've seen this already, that we've got good things available. We have got good things available, people. You know, we are doing well. The win against Spurs was massive on Monday. Obviously, I said this the other day when I did the post-match stream. No, my next away will be Everton. Fair. I imagine I'll probably be there as well, I would have thought. I probably would have been there as well. It's a big week, that. Fucking Man United away in the midweek and then Everton away on the weekend. That's a lot of travelling that day. A lot of travelling. 1-0 draw, but I think it'll be 2-0 Man City. Just hope the fans will get behind the team. Yeah, no, the fans will get behind the team. It's a big game. Liverpool losing to Toulouse. Yeah, I mean, it's Europa League. Not really that fussed. They're going to easily go through in that group anyway, so I wouldn't be too concerned about that. But yeah, look, obviously, from these comments from Enzo, obviously, I know he's not going to say anything shit about the manager, but yeah, it's clear that, you know, the feeling around the group is really good. You know, the players get on. There seems to be a lot of smiles around the place, buying into his methods. They like him. They believe in him. And it's a good place to be for Chelsea, because that's not always been the case. Well, certainly hasn't always been the case. Last season being a prime example, it just hasn't been what we're used to, what we're looking for. So yeah, all good. Let's just bring up some comments from Moises Caicedo. Pretty much a similar thing as well. I think same interview. It helps a lot he speaks Spanish, yeah, for sure. You can understand the style of football he wants as a coach, and that also helped me to decide to come to this club. There are other players here who speak my language, which helps me understand that what everybody wants or expects. So yeah, look, we've got a good tight-knit group. We've got a good manager. We've got good players. And it's the same old thing. It's just going to come down to time, guys. It's just going to come down to time. People, 3 more likes at 60. And talking of time, guys, I've got time to squeeze 1 more caller in. So, guys, you've got a couple of minutes to hit that link and call in. It's pinned to the top of the chat. If you want to come in and have your say, then please hit the link that's pinned at the top of the chat, and you can come in and have your say. I've got time for 1 more caller, people. 1 more caller. But guys, keep smashing the like button as well, and subscribe if you're new around here. We need to hit that 60 like mark. We are 3 likes away. There's definitely 3 of you in it that haven't smashed the like button. No excuses not to hit it. But yeah, people, got time for 1 more caller. Don't be shy. Come in and have your say. Enjoy speaking to you guys. So yeah, please come in and have your say. It is it's greatly appreciated, guys. Greatly appreciated. So yeah. I mean, yeah, I've not watched. I mean, Gravenberch is obviously important for Liverpool. I think it's just one of them nights, isn't it? You know, away in Europe, slightly rotated side. These things happen. It's not a disaster by any means. I'll be happy as long as the players are passionate and playing for the badge. Yeah, we need to take Carabao Cup seriously. Yeah, no, we absolutely do, and we will. We absolutely do, and I'm sure we will. We have been taking it seriously. We've been at home every round, which is good. Obviously, we're going to have 1. If we get to the semis, there'll be 1 game, obviously, away from home, 1 leg, because there's 2 legs, obviously. And then, obviously, the final. We are within striking distance. And the Everton games after the Man United game. But yeah, guys, anyone else want to call in? Otherwise, I will begin to wrap this one up, guys. Last call for anyone to come in and have their say. The link is the link's pinned to the top of the chat, guys. So please, you know, I'll give it 30 seconds, guys, and then I'm going to round this one out unless anyone else calls in. Keep smashing the likes as well, guys. 2 more likes to 60. Let's try and get that 60 likes before this one rounds out. Come on, people. Let's bump these likes up. No excuses not to have the likes increased, guys. Yeah, doesn't look like anyone else is coming in, guys. So I am going to round this one out here. Thank you very much to everyone who did call in. Great to chat with you. Appreciate you guys coming on. Hopefully we'll get a few more coming on Next time, I'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. with the Man City opposition preview live at 5 p.m. with LB. And then obviously be on Saturday with the main sort of Chelsea orientated match preview. There'll be a few videos dropping, one tomorrow, one on Saturday as well. So stay tuned for all that stuff, guys. Thanks for support as always. Thank you for tuning in, guys. On the way out, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And I'll catch you again tomorrow, 5 p.m. Take care, up the Chelsea, and peace out, guys.